It's a pleasure to be here today, and I hope everyone's enjoying the conference. Now, this session's titled For Innovation Insurtech, Look to Asia. And really we're going to have a bit of a chat, and Peter and I are going to talk about this topic. And we're kind of aware that we've got a diverse audience. I think probably all of us are probably really keen on digital. I suspect a few in the audience know a little bit about insurance, but we're also aware that probably there's a lot of you that are less familiar on insurance. So we'll kind of bear that in mind as we go through the conversation. And I think what we want to try and cover today is not just to address the topic, which is almost kind of obvious, right? Asia's so hot on digital. Insurance is obviously going to be adopting and transforming. But we're going to try and talk a little bit about kind of the what and also the how. And hopefully those stories, examples will resonate with you as an audience, even if you're not in the insurance industry. So that's what we're going to try and do over the course of the 20 minutes or so that we have together. Maybe just let's get started. I mean, Peter, maybe you could just give a little bit of background on who you are, how you've ended up here in Asia.
Yeah, thank you, Hugh, and really happy to be part of the discussion today. So just a bit of background on me. I'm South African, and I've been in the insurance business for more than 30 years. Been in Asia almost 20 years. Absolutely love Asia. And, you know, working in a lot of the diverse markets across Asia, originally running a regional role. And for the last 5 years, I've been in Indonesia, 5.5 years. Super exciting to be here in Indonesia, to see the evolution and innovation that takes place here in Indonesia. And, you know, really exciting to be joining today.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. And, you know, like you, I've been in Asia. I'm based in Singapore for a long time. And I guess we're here because we've always found Asia is really exciting, right? And maybe you could just get us started, just recap, you know, some of those digital trends in Asia. Why is it that Asia's in such an advantageous position compared to other markets? And then maybe also just move on to that game changer of COVID, right? And how that's impacted your organization, how you see that playing out.
Yeah, I think, you know, again, we have such a diverse area or countries that we have a look at, and how we're looking at the innovation, and in particular, I think, to all digital trends. And I mean, there's no doubt about it, Hugh, if we look at, you know, just Southeast Asia as an example, and how many people roughly are in Southeast Asia. You know, you've got more than 660 million people. And how do the people transact on a daily basis? And I think of that, you have roughly 420 million that are using the internet on a daily basis. I mean, one then needs to perhaps step back and say, what is it that everybody's doing? What innovation are they doing on the internet? What usage? What are the touch points? What are the exciting aspects of people going onto the internet? And I mean, we analyze obviously the Indonesian market quite heavily, and you know, we got a population of more than 260, almost 270 million people, more than 150 million users on the internet. You know, and you know, if we look at mobile connections, and in Indonesia, more than 355 million. And if we have a look at, I think, again, in Insurtech, innovation, digital, I mean, everybody's clamming at this stage to see what they need to do in the pre-COVID time to the post-COVID time, and looking at the whole of, you know, Asia. If you look at even India at this stage, you know, the Indian consumer has really strongly embraced the digital aspects and technology for their interactions with not just insurance, but in platforms. You know, Australia, you look at the automation and the artificial intelligence. This also, again, presents an enormous opportunity for growth and, again, connectivity. I mean, even if we look at Penang, a huge organization, building this tech-enabled ecosystem that works. The connectivity of people and people that go onto that are huge. Similarly in Japan. And it doesn't just mean on working on platforms, Insurtech, fintech. Again, look at the digital banking that's building, loyalty and customer loyalty. And I think it opens up huge opportunities as a whole for all business sectors. The key is you need to get fit and get ready and fully understand what you're going to be innovating. And, typically, I think in a transaction or historically, you sort of at a touch point digitally with a customer on, for example, in the insurance aspect on claim stage. I think that is evolving. And with the ready data available, you now not need, start seeing from the buying habits. So it's from, before they purchase something, not just after the event has taken place. So, I think the evolution is exciting. And it's also provides opportunity for that entrepreneurship, that lateral thinking, that agile approach that one needs in the market today to really fully understand that customer journey, the touch points, that opportunity for us to be able to, and for all of us to be able to communicate with our distribution partners and internally within our own organization, which has allowed us to innovate on products and not just products, but also services, because that's the lifetime value or the customer journey that I think we all need to really be cognizant of. And I think, as we all do, digital is critical. My humble opinion is that if you do not get fit and ready to go digitally, interacting and internally in your organization, you're not going to be around in 5 or 10 years' time. And, so we also in the insurance side have, the additional task of insuring more people and making our products and our service relevant to the consumer and insuring more people. So, we need to get close to the customer and understand what the customer is. And I think building these type of ecosystems allows us to do that.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. And, I think you hit upon, I guess, one of those key trends, that digital is changing consumer behavior. And I guess over the last 9 months, we've seen that in, bucket loads, right? And in some respects, and we did a white paper on this calling back in April that this was a tipping point for the insurance industry, because obviously it's an interesting, when you talk about Insurtech, right, this conservatism that we have and have to have in the insurance industry, but and the complexity that comes with it, and then this fast-moving pace of technology. So bringing these two things together, and I know sometimes executives have found it quite hard to make that case for change. What have you seen sort of over the last 9 months, I guess, in terms of the quickening in the pace that I imagine has gone through your organization, right?
Well, I think, again, you as mentioned, the pace has been phenomenal. And, there have been a huge amount of positive outcomes, I think, over the last 9 months. And as we know, when COVID had hit, it created panic, right? Because we were all used to that coming to office, face-to-face meetings, and then, going home. However, I think the digital or face-to-face is something that is not going to live with us for a huge amount of time. And I think the COVID allows us for the work from home or using the digital tools that we do have. And however, I think that you need to now start making quick decisions. And what do I mean by really quick decisions? Quick decisions to not look at really complex products and services. Simplicity is key. You need to now, you have the opportunity to reach those hard to reach communities, not just focusing in, large cities or the major capitals of countries. You have now the opportunity to get access to the hard-to-reach communities. And so simplicity is really key. And I think that products and services need to be now quickly developed to what they actually need, the customer needs, and what services they've actually had, and to ensure that you provide the service and protection for that. And, if you look at this, has shown us that, we need to have a clear vision, and the vision will change. If you do not now set, aggressive targets and around that most important KPI, which is result, and how can the digital innovations allow you to get that result? I also do believe that it's encouraged your own staff members now to work together. It's easy to set up, Zoom calls, team meetings, etc. It's allowed for communication to be heightened, and you can look at it across silos. So the advantage is that you break down silos internally. And I think you also need to say that everybody has a voice, because everybody can now be reached. And I think pre-COVID, you always had discussions with certain people in your company. Now you can talk to everybody, which I think is really very, very encouraging. And it makes everybody in a company to position themselves in a customer more inclusive, which is really good. I think what's also allowed us, or what we've seen, is that it's okay to try and fail. Don't be afraid to fail, because no matter where a person is in the organization, an idea could be a really good idea. Voice it, and it's now giving people a voice in the company, which is good. And then I think that if there are any areas that need to be changed, you need to act quickly. I mean, I'm sure you would agree, the pace. If you don't do it now, when you decide to do it, you'll be lagging. So it's allowed us a lot of good lessons, and we encouraged by this. Work from home as well. It works. And we've actually seen productivity go up, and our service levels have gone up, and that's very encouraging. And so a huge amount of positives, I strongly believe.
Yeah, and I think in what you're describing there in terms of staff enablement, I think you're hinting to quite big cultural change, right?
Yes. And I think in many organizations, for me, our business is all about people, and we all talk about digital, but you need people to input in digital and partake in the digital ecosystem that you are creating, and that all goes around people. And that cultural change, to have a voice, to be heard, to be inclusive, no matter where you are, and then as any responsible organization for the communities, to reach out to that community, provide products and services that perhaps they never thought that they could afford, number one, and secondly, that they had access to. So, it brings the whole community more inclusive, and hopefully it can create, a better cycle of inclusion. May it be in the financial inclusion, may it be on the huge platform inclusion, maybe on the digital wallet, where, never thought that they could do that before. So a big amount of positives in our opinion.
Yeah. Maybe we could spend a little bit of time talking about digital ecosystems and their emerging importance for the insurance industry. And I guess just my perspective on this before sort of handing over to you. I mean, we see, insurance is effectively a secondary product. That's the way I see it. You only buy insurance because you've got something else and you've got a need. So it's a complementary product. So in that sense, it's ideal as an ecosystem product where you can tie it in with other products and services. And then increasingly what we're seeing is digital commerce players, digital payments players who've got that digital connectivity, they've got that relationship with the customer, are very well positioned to start offering their customers insurance services. So we see this enormous opportunity, almost another distribution channel, enormous distribution channel emerging. And I guess that's what we mean by ecosystems from an insurance perspective. What's your take on that, Peter, in terms of what you're seeing and how excited are you about those opportunities?
Well, again, I think as a leading worldwide insurer, I think we've weathered a storm before, right? We've gone through World War I and many crises before, and I think each time you learn a lesson. And it's not just about offering a product today. It's not about hiding behind the terms and conditions. It's about being agile and delivering on the promise. And this goes about how convenient can your customer or your distribution channels or you as an organization get access to your customer via what medium. And I think, digitally, it now becomes so much easier. And you have some very prominent players that can act quicker than others. And some are more API ready, and you can connect quicker than others. And I think you all need each other. And leading on to what you were talking about is in Insurtech, and your products are going to change dramatically. And I'll give you an example. I think if you have your motor vehicle, traditionally you would insure the motor vehicle. Today, your product could be that I only want to insure it when I drive from point A to B. Or your household insurance could have been total household, but maybe I just want to insure my TV. So you're going to have the products that, and you need to listen to the customer. They're going to tell us. They're going to tell you what service they require, and you need to adapt very quickly. So I think simplicity is definitely going to be there. Not just to understand the customer after they've decided to purchase, and you need to understand the customer before they purchase. And are you ready for that? And that will reinvent the way that we move our products and our services moving forward.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, we're seeing obviously huge new sets of data being generated through Internet of Things. And I always think what's quite interesting is I think we're on a journey in the insurance industry and moving away from really just being the body that pays the claims. And of course, your honest customer, frankly, doesn't want a claim, right? So actually being a little bit more of a risk manager as well, right? And using technology to help customers with services that help them to avoid risk, to manage their risk, whether it's a travel alert or whether it's an IoT device, a wearable that helps you to monitor your health status, right?
Yeah. I mean, and again, I think the part of the journey is also, again, allowing the customer to be part of that journey again. It will allow the customer at his point of incidence to perhaps take photos, upload it, send it. Perhaps there's a decision made on the claim very quickly. The laborious 7 to 14 days that historically were there of the past. If you need to either get insurance cover for something where historically you've needed to travel 3 or 4 times to that customer, can get done in 3 to 5 minutes. So I think I always refer to the word instant. Instant response. Instant information, instant claim, instant at your fingertips 24/7 is the way that the innovation is going to take us, and via the digital innovation solutions. Hugh.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess just wrapping up, really, I guess as we've got just less than a minute left. I mean, maybe just some reflections in your own market. What are you particularly excited about sort of coming up in the near future that's sort of digital in nature?
Well, I mean, for me, I think I'm super excited. I think the business is changing, no doubt about it. Retail business is definitely changing. Products and services to, again, the larger population are now available. You have the fintechs or insurtech companies now starting to position themselves in the market, which I think is great. And they can act quickly. Insurance companies need to now also act quickly. And I think a lot of us are getting fit and ready for that. And, to work with big databases via big platforms that we have in Indonesia creates a massive opportunity. And I think what really excites me is about innovation of product and differentiating your product and services from your peers or competitor allows that to happen in Indonesia. So I'm super excited here. I mean, we aspire to be the digital insurer of Indonesia, and the market allows us to go that way, and the company allows us to go that way. So super excited about being in this market.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you, Peter. And we're out of time. And I think really what you're saying there is insurance is in danger of getting exciting in this digital world, right? But thank you for your time today. Thank you for everyone for listening, and we'll hand you back to the host.